Hi there, I'm Chris for TTCombat Gaming, and today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new team for TTCombat's Rumbleslam, the Pyramid Piledrivers, representing a brand new casino, the Diamond Oasis. Okay, so today I'm showing you the Pyramid Piledrivers for Rumbleslam. It's from the Desert of the Dead Kickstarter that TTCombat did under Troll Trader. So first I'll show you King Pandanus. It's a King Scorpion, or a Scorpion King if you will. I loved this model when I saw it on the Kickstarter. It looked brilliant. So you've got it in a few different bits. The legs will only fit in on the right side. There's these little tabs that are on the legs, so you're not going to end up accidentally getting them in the wrong one. And you've also got the stinger tail to go on the back, obviously, and the body as well. It just sits on there, and they've got some pretty nice keying on there, so you shouldn't need to worry about any pinning or anything like that. So 12 health. They're a pretty hard standard model. They also use a large base. This one all comes with square bases, as they are starting to use now. He's a face character, so you're looking for the cheer icon when you do your crowd pleasers, and he also has bleeding special rule on all of his brawl attacks as standard. Very nice detail model on the carapace and bits like that, on the scorpion parts of them. You've got some really nice little detail to bring out there, even just a little bit of dry brushing will bring them up quite nice. The other superstar we got was Queen Cleo. She's a heal character, and she walks on the hands of the undead. So they come up through the ground through like an underworld ball, and yeah, that also helps her do her imploding 8-10 splash off the turnbuckle. I just dropped the sprue on that, so I'll pick that up later. But yeah, it's a really nice model. The legs on her have the hands just like on the card art holding her up. So and the detail on it is really nice. Really happy with how this has turned out. The underworld counters are these green plastic skulls, and she has a couple of moves where you start bringing them into play. So the dead elbow, after moving, place an underworld counter in a square move through, and her crowd pleaser, which is coming at you, place an underworld counter in an unoccupied square in base contact with another underworld counter. If there are no underworld counters, place one in any unoccupied square. So you can start spreading out the underworld influence with these. The Billion Souls ability she has, pick an enemy wrestler in base contact with an underworld counter to roll their dex. They must roll a 3+ or receive a knockdown counter. So the hands coming out of the balls are kind of like dragging people down, and I think that just kind of represents that. The underworld counters themselves can't be moved through in any way, including via shove, etc. If a wrestler is thrown under an underworld counter, they roll as if being thrown out of the ring. Once placed, underworld counters stay until the end of the game, which is why on the sprue for the underworld counters you're getting 8 of them, because you'll be needing a few for the game. It'll also work really nice to block off turnbuckles if you're going up against the turnbuckle move heavy team. You've got the Withered Master, who is this kind of undead priestess, and she's pretty standard stats, decent health, 6 health, so she's pretty standard in that respect. And where she comes into her strength is her moves can be used by other characters in this team. So with the Tethered Together ability, during this wrestler's activation, when using the Afterlife Armbreaker ability, any character with the Shambling or Spirit Walker special rule can be the one to use it instead, using this character's grapple instead of their own. The crowd pleaser gained from the ability can be rolled for either the wrestler performing it or this wrestler, choose before rolling. When using the Horus's Lariat ability, any character with the Spirit Walker special rule may use this one, can be the one to use this instead. The crowd pleaser she has as well, this wrestler gains 2 action point counters, and that comes in handy for using marching orders. So with that ability, any friendly wrestlers with the Shambling special rule may move up to 3 squares total, divided between as many relevant wrestlers as you wish. Now the model for this is another really detailed one. A bit of cleanup needs done on it. It's probably the one that needs the most cleanup, I'd say. Just a bit of flashing around there, the bottom mostly. And yeah, she comes as 2 sprues. You've got her head, one of her legs, and one of her hands, and they just come together and make this really nice looking priestess. So I look forward to doing that one. Now the Shambling rule is on these 2 models here, the Shabti. They are your weight 1. They're also the cheapest models in Rumbleslam at 100k. So they've both got the exact same profile, exact same moves. It's just there's 2 different models for them. So with the Shabti, they have crowd pleaser for 1 action point of Undying. This wrestler replenishes 2 stamina. So with the stamina of 5, that's going to be pretty handy keeping them in the game. Shambling, this wrestler only moves 4 squares when bouncing off the ropes, so instead of your 5 squares. You also have a movement of 3. So they're just these shambling, basically zombies, and yeah, they come into play when you've got the priestess one, the Withered Master. They really come into their own when teamed up like that. The Anub, sorry, I'll show you the models as well. So the male Shabti is just 1 piece. Really nice detail on the face. I really like this model. Looking forward to painting that. And you also have the female one, who is on 2 sprues, and she's got her arms sticking out in like a very zombie pose, like classic zombie pose. And again, the detail on the face, like the wrinkled withered skin, just looks really cool. The Anub Doorkeeper is like a jackal monster, like the Anubis like iconography on them. They're a brawler for your team, and they have the Spirit Walker ability, and that means that they automatically remove any knockdown counters at the end of each round unless they've been knocked out. And with the Underworld Energy ability, Crowd Pleaser, this wrestler's brawl attacks deal 2 damage until the end of its next activation, and pretty handy when you team that up with the Bast Body Press, which is a fury, has a fury attack on there as well, so you can get some pretty good bleeding counters going on for this. The model for it is on 3 sprues, so you've got the main piece of it there, you've got the head, and there's this sort of like loincloth bit as a separate part as well, and you've got the 2 like, tassel sort of like ornate dress pieces on there as well as a separate piece to just stick on. Finally, we have Yeel, which is a huge scarab beetle who yeets people about the ring. With a throw of 6, they can put you out the ropes at any point in the ring, and with a decent grapple of gold, silver, copper, it's pretty likely they'll be picking you up, so just hope you've got good dexterity for that. So again, this is another Spirit Walker model, so at the end of each round they can remove their knockdown tokens as long as they haven't been knocked out. Crowd Pleaser Blinding Light, any models that are, or any enemy models that are in base contact are hit by an attack that does 0 damage but has the Daze special rule. So you can kind of nerf people a little bit if you get lucky with that one there. They have the ability of Kipri's Blessing. This wrestler makes a throw action with the sun. The sun is counted as a wrestler that isn't placed on the board. Roll 1 gold dice. The result is the weight of the sun for that action. On a blank result, this wrestler takes 2 damage. So there's a bit of risk reward there. Possibly getting like a weight 4 thrown at someone. You're going to deal a decent amount of damage with that. The model for it is really nice as well. You don't see the back of the model on the card, but there's a lot of nice detail on there. It's got a very ornate look to the back of the scarab beetle. For the other bits of sprue, you've got the arm with the sun, and then you've got these 2 other legs as well. I'm going to have to do a dry fit once I take these off the sprue just to see which leg is which. And that is all of the models for the new casino, which is the Diamond Oasis with the symbol just on the bottom there. And there's the team of Pyramid Piledrivers with 2 superstars as well. This was part of the Desert of the Dead Kickstarter, which was by TTCombat as Troll Trader on the Kickstarter. And yeah, I'll show you how to clean your resin models about here, because I've done a video previously on how to do that. And once that's done, I'll put them all together and I'll show you what they look like as finished pieces, or at least built up pieces anyway.
Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, and hit subscribe to easily see my next video. Or don't. Whatever. You're your own person, do what you like.